Just work 80 hours a week, bro. The classic. Okay, now this one's actually a pretty good video. I watched a little bit and I was like, all right, this dude's on to something here. The title says, work 80 hours a week if you're broke. It's easy to put yourself in hard situations. I felt that one. I really did. Now, this is kind of like Gen Z and millennials kind of mindset is keeping them broke. It's the classic. But I think he's actually on to something here. I didn't watch the whole thing, but let's blow Big Daddy up here and let's have some fun.
Discuss the mindset behind not wanting to do more because we seem to believe that it's not beneficial for us or it's not healthy. And this goes back to that message that I was sent about what did our parents do with their lives for us to have to work a 9-to-5 job. Basically insinuating that our parents waste their time, which in return it was passed down on us, so we have more to do with so little time, because not only do most people realize where they're at in life and realize what they want to be later on in life, you don't have anything to fall back on because our parents didn't pass down certain resources or generational habits or generational wealth that some people like to refer to, which is what it is. But I always say, when you look at certain things from why didn't these people do it, you can also sit down and tell yourself, this is what I actually need to do, because you're realizing that there was a problem. You're realizing that there was a gap in between what you want and what someone else was doing who could have gave you something that will help you get to where you want to be a lot quicker. So this goes back to, if you're a single man, you got to put your money first. Fitness and finance should be the only thing that you're worried about. And you don't have a job that pays you $200,000 a year. You're not a doctor. You're not a lawyer. You're not an entrepreneur who makes millions of dollars. At least.
Yeah, dude, most people are not that. Let's be honest here. He's going somewhere, though. Well, just wait. He's on to something here.
It's not right now, but you can get to that point. But what you have to do is you have to do the grunt work, because to be the entrepreneur that understands everybody's place and everybody's skill set to run a successful business, some of us have to start at the bottom and learn every step about running a successful business, which means if you do own a business, there is going to be somebody who you hire that does, quote unquote, the grunt work. So you're going to have to work those 80 hours a week, those 70 hours a week. It's not about, this is unhealthy. Later on, when you are old and you can't work and you have no money and you're going to be begging people or seeking help from others and he's going to tell you no, you're going to be like those grumpy old people that walk around and mad at the world. It's like, what the hell are you mad at the world for? You're in a position that you're in because of you. As a man, you need to get your money up. You need to work. All you need to do is work, eat, shower, and sleep. That's all you need to do. Work out.
No, dude. He goes, it's your fault, dude. You did this. He's as somebody who doesn't have any actual real skills aside from talking and making people laugh occasionally and making a good point, or bartending, selling things online. I've had to work. I get what he's saying. I mean, I don't think I did 80-hour weeks, but they were 8-10-hour days every day, 8 days a week, just working. No big deal. All good. But there is a point, though, where it's like, my parents over here, right? Mom and dad, right here. My dad, he worked every day. Every fucking day. Mom, 9 to 5. But guess what? She took her work home with her. She worked at a law firm. So, it's I get where he's going. Hold on. Let's keep hearing him out here. But it sucks though. In other words, like if you're not really that skilled, which most of us aren't, yeah, if you did work 80 hours a week, okay, not $10 an hour. Let's be honest here. That's still only $800 a week. Well, you'd probably be getting overtime, I guess, but you'll probably get ahead. But how long can you do that for? It does work though. He's not wrong. Let's hear him out.
When you can, eat healthy, sleep when you can, and work. Your bank account don't care about how you feel. You understand what I'm saying? Your friends, they're not. I'm not saying you can't have friends, but worrying about building friendships. Okay, put it like this: are your friendships going to be beneficial? Because most people have friends, and when they need those said friends, those friends can't help them. But I oftentimes say, don't worry about looking for help from other people. Help yourself. Do the hard work now so you can help yourself later. The future you is dependent on you right now. What are you doing right now that's going to help when you can't work those long hours anymore?
He's actually 1,000% correct, because for a long time it's like you are who you hang out with, right? It's true. It really is fucking true. Like when I think back and I go, oh, all my friends smoked weed, skateboarded, and fucked off, and I was the only guy hustling, right? But they kind of like put it this way: the moment all of my friends by accident, besides a couple of them who I just don't see anymore, which is kind of, they're still smoking weed, in their mid 30s, just doing nothing. But my other friends by accident started to outwork me when I used to always be doing better than them. All of a sudden, they're doing better than me. So actually, it was almost as if by accident I was hanging out with people who are now becoming successful. And it actually drove me. That's a real thing. It really is. I was like, well, dude, if Nick can make, I was like, if he can make it, I'm going to make it. So that is a real thing. Like, who are you hanging out with? He ain't tripping on that one. Let's blow him back up. My bad. He's in the pocket right now. It's your fault.
Health is coming into play when you're not a young man anymore, when you don't have that unlimited energy. We all remember times where we went days. I'm not going to say days, but hours. Oh, I'm going to say days. We remember the times where we went days consistently where we only slept 4 or 5 hours or even less, because not only did we go to school, get out, go to football practice or go to a party and then stay up all night drinking, smoking weed, chasing women. You go home, you sleep 3, 4, 5 hours, but you got to get up and you got to either go back to school or you got to go to the job that you have. Let's say you're in college. All of us have those times, but the people that are successful now are the people.
Guilty. Just saying. He's going, I think, I really like this dude. He's going somewhere. Like, we don't live in a time anymore where you could just be a severe alcoholic or a drug addict and just still afford an apartment. Like, those days are long gone. If those even existed. I hear they did, though. Oh. Anyways.
People that sacrifice partying, drinking, smoking to go do something that was going to be beneficial. The valedictorians of the colleges that we all attended. The people that earned 4.0 GPAs and became, the most successful people that graduated from the same schools we went through, the high schools, the colleges that we attended. What do you think those people was doing? And I'm going to tell you like this. Some of those people were at those parties. But you know what they had? They had the discipline to leave that party, go home, sleep for those 3, 4 hours that everybody's doing. But when they got up, they attacked their goals. They put in those hours. Working 80 hours is just like somebody who went to college and studied for 80 hours a day, 70 hours a week, 80 hours a week. They put in 16 hours a day of just consistent growth or challenging themselves to get to where they want to be. You can't look at your feelings and allow your feelings to decide your decisions. You're going to make some bad decisions. And those bad decisions add up. And the more you make bad decisions, the harder it's going to be for you to get your ass out of that bad decision. It's easy to put yourself in something bad. It's hard to get out. It's easy to become fat and out of shape. It's hard to get in shape. It's easy to put yourself in debt. It's hard to get out. It's easy to put yourself in problems that you don't want to be in, but it's hard to get out. It's discipline. You lack discipline. You want to know why? Because everything you do, you're doing it based off your emotions. If you're a man, I'm sorry. It's good to have your mom in your life, but some of us are allowing our mothers, the women in our lives, to make us think like women. You are not a woman. You can't think like a woman. A woman is raised to be taken care of. A man is raised to provide a house where the woman can take care of him and her. But at the end of the day, you buy the house, she makes it a home. You release the seed, she makes a baby. You buy the groceries, she cooks the food. Your ass is going to do your work as a man. And this ain't even about women, because if you're single, I would tell you, don't even worry about being in a relationship. You can have.
Damn. Homie just started going deep. He just started, I felt like I was getting roasted. But one thing I'm really grateful that my parents did for me is on my 16th birthday, my mother, part of my present was in my card, and it said, congratulations, next Friday you start work at Domino's. And I had already worked for my dad with his business like since I was kind of young. And then I had like summer program stuff at another place, basically child labor stuff. But that was one of the best things my parents ever did for me, was kind of like, it's time to make your own money. Even though they had my back. They're both, my mom's passed away now and my dad's basically dead. He's brain dead. His body's still there, so that's cool. Not to get depressing, but where was I going with this? My parents did coddle me a bit. just a bit. They let me have, they said, figure out the money, but it wasn't until I got older where they couldn't afford. Like if anything happened, like I'm on my own. You know, my dad lost it all. My mom was now inflation. She was dealing with drinking problems. So once that was gone, there was like no safety net. That's what pushed me into like, oh, like I can't fuck up. No more fucking up. And that sucks. Anyways, but he's kind of right in a sense, but you know, you gotta make a lot of money. Women are expensive, man.
You have women that you have in your life, but at that point, you got to treat this like a game. This is a game where what's more important, you having a relationship with a woman or you getting to that money? Because at the end of the day, a woman gonna want you to have money. I don't care who you are. Let's not be soft and let's blame women. No, you got to put the work in. I don't understand where we built this mindset as a culture where we're not putting the work in. It's everybody to blame. It's this. We so busy worrying about what happened in history, we don't realize right now we are writing our own history, and your history's gonna suck. Your grandkids are gonna say, "What the hell did you do?" They're gonna be around other children, and this is why people don't like for kids to speak the way they do. But understand this. Kids are very blunt and they straightforward. They're not like adults who hide what they want to say and don't mean what they say and don't say what they feel because they're worried about somebody else not agreeing or they're worried about getting into confrontation. Kids will be amongst other kids and they will be put in a position to see what somebody else has. And they're going to say, well, why don't my mother and father have it? Why don't my grandfather have it? They was living around the same time as these individuals. But those particular kids that are talking about what they have that's different from other kids around them, it's not necessarily that they're bragging. That's the norm. So not only is that the norm for them, their families, their mothers, fathers, grandparents who built those resources, built that environment, it was the norm for them to outwork people that was growing up with them in the same opportunities that they had. It's just like right now, the internet, it's our era. How many people are taking advantage of the internet? You got people that are in their 20s and 30s, they're thinking like 50 and 60-year-olds because they're allowing the people that they love to be superior when it comes to their mind, when it comes to their thoughts and how they view life.
Yeah, he's got a point. I mean, the days of being a mailman and owning a Corvette, you know, in a house. I say mailman because I got the Newman shirt on. If anybody's familiar with this, then you know what it is. The guy on my shirt was a mailman in Seinfeld. There you go. But the days of that are basically gone. And yeah, he's right. How many people are actually taking advantage of the internet? I'm for real. I'm doing it. Guilty right here. Anybody else? There's a lot of ways. He's right. But it's difficult. It's like you can't just nobody wants to go to work, get off work, and then work some more. We said it 1,000 times. But there are opportunities that the mailman, you know, your parents didn't have. And I grew up a little bit lucky because my parents were like, Jack, you gotta do something. My mom was like, work sucks. Don't do this. And then my dad was going in my ear like, you don't want a real job, dude. Do your own thing. But not everybody's parents had that. Most people, you got the pressure. It's a real thing. But if you're looking at society for what it is, kind of what this guy's saying, you kind of have to play ball. And you're going to have to work a lot. It's classic. Anyways, back to this guy. Oh, right here, this guy's comment. Your bank account doesn't care how you feel. That I felt that. Yeah, I can't feel your feelings, bro. Dude, dog.
No, you as a child, yes, adults are going to raise you how they want to. That's their fault. Once you get older, if it's not benefiting you and you still decide to go down that path, those belief systems and those core values, that is your fault. Some of y'all are 20, 30 years old. Y'all sound like y'all 50 and 60-year-old mothers and grandparents. No, we're not in that era. The internet wasn't like that back then, so they don't understand what you have now. And you don't understand what they had because you wasn't living back then. So pay attention to detail. What do you have right now? What's your advantage right now? The internet. Don't be mad at people making money.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? So my family were super tight. So I went and I was with all my cousins. There's like 7 of us. It's kind of like really close family. And even them, they're younger than me. I'm 35. They're like in their 30, 31. So same age, but just a little younger. But one of the cousins is now about to become a lawyer. But what's hilarious is 3 of the other family members were like, she's the most successful one out of all of them. She hasn't even become a lawyer yet. She hasn't done anything. But it's funny because, not that I'm not in a competition, I don't care, but they don't even realize what they don't even know what I'm doing. That's the funniest part. And I'm not saying like, oh, I'm making more than a lawyer. Statistically speaking, yes, most of them. But that's not the point. The point is they're still like, all of them are with their old school. I'm just saying it was kind of mind blowing though, that I'm like, wow, you guys really don't even realize like how powerful this thing is over here, or like a lot of not just YouTube, okay? It's not just YouTube. Anyways, it was kind of mind blowing because I'm like, damn, they don't even realize. Crazy.
On the internet, because everybody want money. You can lie to yourself. Don't lie to me. I'm a grown ass man with wife and kids. You need money, because if you don't have money, what do? You go and beg people for money. As a grown man, we cannot beg.
Also, I'm really stoked for my cousin. Okay. Not easy to do. I actually worked at a law firm part-time. Bitch boy in the mailroom. Those people work. You want to be a lawyer? Get ready for 80-hour weeks. Get ready to take that shit home with you. Yeah. So I'm not downplaying that. I'm not saying that. It was just crazy to me that people my age or younger don't even realize what's going on. And anyways.
Yeah, we're going to get our own resources. We put the work in. You're going to work those 2 bullshit jobs you don't like because you need to get your money up. You don't have time to chase ads. You don't have time to go home and pop something in the microwave that you got from the grocery store because you don't know how to cook. You're going to sacrifice. Learn how to bake you some chicken, make you some rice, some potatoes, get you some vegetables, some fruit, drink a lot of water, and get your ass to work. I've been there. It doesn't matter what people think. I've had people walk up to me and ask me, why do you work this bullshit job? You look like you belong in the NFL. I'm not in the NFL. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, looks apart, I wasn't good enough. You understand what I'm saying? So make sure you understand it's not about how you feel. Don't make decisions based on your emotions. You're going to find yourself in a world of trouble, and it's your fault that you're in that predicament because you had everything you needed to put yourself in a better situation, but you chose to go down the wrong path, meaning
I kind of agree with them to a certain point, right? Like if you're just working minimum wage, $10 an hour job, like how long can you sustain 80 hours a week, and how far are you really going to get ahead? Probably not too far, right? But if you're doing it correctly, like for instance, for me, I was bartending, I was selling shit on eBay. At one point, I was working 2 restaurant jobs because it paid much more than minimum wage or 20 an hour. So, it just made more sense for me. But somebody with no skills can go do that kind of job. You can do that. I'll break it down even smaller, right? When I was younger, when I was 21, that was the first time I worked 7 days a week. I said, how do I save 30, 40 grand, right? With no real skills. I worked at a law firm for $10 an hour, which sucked, part-time. Hated it, but I did it. After that, I'd get off work and I'd go to my restaurant job where I was a waiter, where I was making, much more than $10 an hour, probably $30 an hour, $40 an hour on a good night. And I did that for like almost a year and a half, every single day. And then at the time, I was like, well, I guess I'll sell some weed while I'm at it. So it was just nonstop grinding, right? I didn't really make much money off the weed. It was just extra money here and there, right? I was selling to some lawyers, big money. But like, just to break it down small for you, I know times are different, but like right now, if I'm 35, shit goes bust, well, it looks like I'm going to be working way more than I am now. So, like, I'm working 7 days a week, but they're more like 4-hour days, 5-hour days, 6-hour days. They're not these long-ass strenuous days. But I'm still like, let me take advantage of what I have now. So I'm just like, every day I'm putting out a video. Every day. I don't care how I'm feeling. Like, I don't know how long this opportunity, right? I don't want to fuck it up. Because there was a while here where I felt as if I felt like I was getting complacent. I just post 3 days a week. Chill. Nah. You ain't got time to chill out here, or at least I don't. You know, you got to take advantage of it while it's hot. And I think a lot of us don't do that. There's probably opportunities we could have had, and we're just like, man, I don't feel like doing that. I turned down a 6-figure sales job. Yeah, when I was 27. I didn't feel like doing it. Not my style. I don't want to wear a tie. And it's funny. It's kind of funny if you really think about it.
You chose to do things based on your emotions. You chose to do things that was going to be beneficial for you. And you chose to allow yourself to keep digging your hole. And if the further you dig that hole, the harder it's going to be for you to get out. And when you go ask people for help, they're not going to be able to help you. Why? Because they too themselves are in a hole. The exception is not the rule. Majority of people are doing the same thing because everybody is following everybody else. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm always going to end it with this, that mind your business stuff. Everybody business is in the world. Everybody business is everywhere. You want to know what everybody business is? Statistics, data. If you read up a statistic that 9 out of 10 Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, put me in a grocery store. I'll take 10 people, line them up. 9 out of those 10 people are living paycheck to paycheck. It may not be accurate, but put everybody in that building in a line. 90% of however many people are in that building are going to be living paycheck to paycheck. You don't have to put a name on it. You don't have to put a face on it. You don't have to put a family on it. It's everybody's business. We are minding our business. It's everywhere. People that own real estate, people that own a certain amount of wealth. 20% of the population own 80% of the wealth. So put 100 people lined up, only 20% of those people may possibly own 80% of the wealth. It's the statistics. Your business is everywhere. You understand what I'm saying? So don't say mind your business. Handle your business because your business is everywhere.
Damn.
Whether you put it on the internet or not, stop being soft. Stop moving with emotion. Move with logic, discipline, accountability, responsibility. Get your shit together. Work that job because later on you're going to be wishing that while you're in your prime right now, whatever age that is, because you're only going to get older, you're going to wish that you put that work in, and it's going to be nobody's fault but yours.
Damn. Dude went in on us. Let's look at some of these comments. That was crazy. If you are a man planning to get married, know this, at some point you will be responsible for 100% of the household financial obligations. Yeah, even if you have a fucking girlfriend, dude. You know how expensive they are? They just are.
You can't just sell
Piece
one
of shit advertisement. Interrupt me. Yeah, women are expensive, dude. Good luck with that. Good fucking luck. Okay? I'm not saying that in a bad way. Okay? I know there's 50-50 girls out there, and there's actually I know a woman, she pays for everything for the guy. He's just got it like that. This dude goes, I'm 40 years old, and these are the words that I wish I would have heard 20 years ago, but it's never too late. Yeah, you know what? I'm happy that I actually have done what this guy's talking about. Maybe not 80 hours, maybe more like 70. But that was because the pay scale, you know, like if you're making 30, 40, 50 an hour, or, you know, even 25 an hour, you know, yeah, you could do 80-hour weeks, but you could do 70-hour weeks. You know what I'm saying? But if you're only making 15, you're kind of forced 2 jobs at like 15 an hour, you know, it's going to suck. But the key thing is when you do that for long enough, it puts you in a position where you could actually take a breath and go, I got $25,000. Yes. What do I want to do now? It takes pressure off of you. It's kind of, he didn't mention that aspect, but that's the truth. I mean, how many people are 30 right now, never had 20 grand in their name? You never had 20 grand. Never. And that's, to me, that's like nothing. I had 20, like, not that it's nothing, it's something. It's better than nothing. But 20 grand's nothing. What I mean is it gives you peace of mind. It allows you to move a little bit smoother. You're kind of chilling, you know what I mean? You're able to kind of take a break and think, what do I want to do? You could take a little bit of risk, is what I'm saying. This guy goes, had 2 full-time jobs at 23, did it for 6 months. That was rough, but it was worth it. Yeah, man. Like, it's not all Gen Z and millennials. It's like this, the whole moral of this story is you got to look at the world for what it is right now. And I'm not telling you I know everything. I already told you about myself. I don't know much. I'm just some fucking jamoke on the internet making money because I see I can do it. And also, people told me to do it. They said, Jack, you're funny. Go do this. And I said, okay. And then it took me a decade to figure it out and a lot of giving up. This guy goes, I worked 70 hours a week for about 4 months last year in construction. Totally burnt myself. Only 4 months. Yeah, construction, forget it. I thought he was going to say 4 years. Work smart, not hard. Network, build your skill set. These are the things you should be doing regardless if you work for a company or if you're being an entrepreneur. Yeah, of course, but this is for like the beginning process, right? Not everybody has, like, I didn't have comfy, cozy parents at the age of 23 to figure it out. I didn't. Yeah, in high school, they were great up until 19 years old. They lost basically all of my cushion was gone, right? So, not everybody's got parents that are just going to pay for them to go through fucking grad school or pay their car, like help them figure it out. Sometimes you have to do the shit where it's like you gotta earn it. You gotta go, okay, get myself to 30 grand, then you could take a step back and then do what this guy's talking about. Work smart, not hard. Good luck unless you could just work smart, not hard, and just make it and have no help. Then God bless you. I'm happy for you, honestly. Second job, got to be super chill or super fun. Health over wealth. Yeah, we're gonna end on that one. That's kind of the classic mindset, which I do understand, but I do get it. I do. Health over wealth. There you go. You do. But that's kind of the whole moral of the story from the very beginning. Anyway, shout out to Linval Williams. Give him. Yeah, I'm a subscribe to him. I actually like him. But anyway, solid talk. I'll leave his information down below. He really gave it to us today. Health over wealth. Yeah, well, I end on this note. Oh, on a high note. The biggest mental struggle you're ever going to go through, aside from losing your parents or a deep loved one, money stress when you get older. That's the worst. That's the fucking worst, dude. Just waking up in the middle of the night going, oh my God, having a dream about being homeless or something. It's the worst. Anyway, solid talk. Unreal. Just work 80 hours a week. No big deal.